Yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pain for their disease. Breathe just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weekend, harmless. Take to the streets.
Welcome to the final episode of Primetime before we are at Uprising. We got 6 matches on the docket, all filled to the brim with epic action. We've got an advantage deciding matchup in our co-main event as well as our Prospect Championship tournament heating up in the main. But before that, let's get to our opener here tonight. Well, let's be having our opener. A bit of a brawl.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Boston, Massachusetts, Mercedes May.
A bit of a brawl, a bit of a scrap, bit of an all-elite affair as Mercedes Moné entering the arena for this one. Moné looking to keep some momentum rolling into Uprising, although not on the card officially. As we obviously are heavily focused in on the Prospect tournament at the live event this weekend. It's gonna span multiple days, Saturday and Sunday. Plenty of action to fill out your weekend. And just looking at the entire card as we go a little timeless.
From Auckland, New Zealand, Tony Storm.
As Tony Storm takes to the arena. We've got a lot of big bouts, obviously, in the docket for Uprising. Our main event, obviously, deciding one of the last women to be at the event from the Primetime side of things. There's a Prospect Championship tournament will be rounded out, as we say, on this weekend. You look at these two stars as potential challengers to the undisputed Women's World Television Championship. A potential challenger to Fallon Henley. Obviously, right now, though, neither can challenge for the belt because the champ's in action in a brand v brand supremacy matchup. But for now, we start off this bout with potential, if we're honest, a chance for both ladies to show off their craft as we tie up to start this one off. And a timeless one, forcing Moné into the corner off that collar and elbow tie-up. We go in at it again. And Mercedes taking advantage. Arm wrench applied. Going to transition through. Apply a bit more pressure into the wrist lock. Tony needs to kind of force off or transition into her own wrist lock. This one more leveraging that elbow joint. And yeah, this helps the Timeless One. Obviously, submission Arsenal with the chicken wing in her kit of maneuvers. Issue is, it's not the kill shot that Toni Storm really utilizes in her repertoire. They tie up once again, and Storm forcing Monet into the corner. Keeping the pressure on as she just yeets her out of it. Obviously, big main event, as we say tonight, with our lower semi-final in the Prospect Championship Tournament. The winner of that, obviously, at Uprising, who will face the loser of the upper finals between Blake Monroe and Kalani Jordan. And to open up the card is Monet, nice Northern Light suplex. Prior to that, though, tonight we do have a women's War Game Advantage decider. The team that wins out in this our co-main event will have the advantage in the War Games matchup. And it is champ versus champ in that regard, as the captains go toe-to-toe. Meanwhile, right now, action inside the ring's going to get a little powerbomby as Monet sends Storm crashing into the mat. Good for a 2 count there, as Monet continuing the pressure. Sends Storm running around the world. Nice Snapdragon. Storm a nip up, catching Monet. Why not? Up and around. Big time backbreaker there from Storm, and opts for the cover here. Quick kick out by Monet. Keeping this matchup alive. Oh, missing there though. Is Storm, and around the world, ebb and flow DDT for Monet. And she just keeps beating Storm to the punch. As another cover, this time for Monet, gets a 1 count over Storm. And Timeless One needs to bounce back. This could be that. Leg whip. Forces Monet down into the mat, and she's forced to crawl to the corner. A bad place to be against Storm, who just lands some clubbing blows to the back and that spine. And around the world, tornado DDT. Storm connects and goes for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out. Monet staying alive. Obviously, a lot of potential for both these ladies. Atop of the women's division, as we are still looking for challengers to go up against Fallon Henley after Uprising. Already a year in her title reign. The longest serving champion in IPW. Still hasn't faced all of the top stars, as Monet Cradle Shock brings down Storm and is going to bring her back into the ring. Danger here for the Timeless One, as Monet's lying in wait. Storm anticipates the danger, gets out the grasp of Monet, and now sends her running. A drop down. And a headbutt connects to the gut, and Storm unloads. Nice combo, ending with a knee that busts open Monet. Up and down again. This time, she snaps that neck back, but Monet quickly on the offensive. Back to her feet and back in a pinning predicament. Storm, though. Gutsy, gritty, able to fight, but this is a hard thing to escape. Bank statement applied. Well, our referee Big Kim calls for the rope break. Maybe saving Storm in this bout. Tony again down to the ankle lock. She is really keeping the pressure on here. Wrenching deep. Almost breaking her ankle with that torque. And still targeting the leg. She goes for the cover now. Monet in trouble. Oh, forced to kick out at 2. You're not... Obviously, I did mention submission offense from Storm, but this... Oh, twisted a dime. Spikes the head of Monet into the mat. Good for 2 again. There's another close near fall in favor of Storm. Monet, though, lying in wait, still has a chance to shine. It's not over until it's over. As that famous saying goes, as an Irish whip or a reversal up over the top goes Monet, hits the ropes, ducks the line, and well, it's a big one of her own. Drops Storm. And now Mercedes opts for the cover. 1, 2. Storm able to kick out. As Mercedes gets some control back into this bout. Hooking up Storm. Up and down, a cradle shock. Now, potentially the kill shot. The kick to the gut connects, and Storm's hooked up for the money maker. The cash has been gained as Storm's down. No. The CEO did not get it. Instead, hits the power slam, catching Storm off guard. One money maker not enough. How about a second? As she's cashing in the checks. Bang! The money rolls in as the CEO picks up the win. Close affair, to say the least. It felt like Monet was on the verge of tapping out to an ankle lock early in this bout, but able to recover. Still able to stand and fight. And that's what Mercedes did. He took the punishment doled out by Storm and crushed her in the end with a couple of money makers. A lot of big offense did connect for both ladies as we look at these replays. This near fall, I thought, was it? Match over. And then this, twisting of the dime. Could have just ended it all there, but no. Mercedes, still with fight in her heart, kept this bout alive, came back into this affair, and struck Drew with that shot. now we get our closing instead. Closing maneuvers in the match. 2 quick money makers. And then the cover for the dub.
Here is your winner, Mercedes May.
A big win here tonight for Mercedes. Potential title shot in her future. But to get it, she needs to keep the momentum rolling in her favor. Well, from the women's division over to the tag team division.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 488 pounds, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
Well, the Headbangers are in the house for this one. There's these two really just crazy dudes. And one of the sickest finishers in pro wrestling as a tag team. Arguably the best tag team finisher. Are set to go toe to toe with some pretty deadly boys. You may be wondering, why are they here?
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 357 pounds, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, pretty deadly.
Well, they see the Headbangers as very toxic after last week, overcoming the Motor City Machine Guns. Pretty deadly. Set to go on and take on all of the tag teams here in IPW and cast them aside as toxic. Can they really overcome everything in front of them? We will have to see. Certainly a lot at stake here. Both teams. If you're pretty deadly, a win tonight sets you up well for a title shot against the reigning champs. A loss, well, as we said last week, it was expected for them to lose to the Guns. It's kind of expected for the same result here against the Headbangers as we get underway. Big Man Gregory issues for the bell, and well, Kit Wilson's already in trouble. A bunch of stomps in from the Headbangers. Well, follow up with a few more boots to the body. Finally, Kit Wilson able to escape very much a heart stomp. Right, and maybe issue the same punishment to Mosh, but not the case. Instead, just gonna throw a few punches his way. Why not? Take down with the mat slam. And well, Wilson's taking a solid position here. Tag out, in comes Elton Prince, and he gets to go toe to toe with Mosh. Oh, caught. Prince sent crashing to the outside. As Mosh just tosses him over, slide down. I thought for a second there Mosh was going to go high risk, but he catches Prince off guard, who taunts on the outside. Not the wisest of maneuvers when you have an opponent that is fully cognizant and able to strike you down. Prince, though, still back on the offensive. A count of 5 reached here by our referee, who returns, or Prince now returns Mosh to the ring. Breaks the count at 7, and now schoolboy pin. Not even good for a 1. Prince and Mosh going toe-to-toe. Nice work there by Kit Wilson to break whatever Mosh was looking for. Gives Prince a chance to strike back, but caught, sent packing into the headbanger's territory. And I've got a feeling this is not good. Couple of knees. Nice vertical suplex as Thrasher now legal for the headbangers. Two crazy men with kilts on. I wonder if there's any Scottish blood in them. You don't typically see people outside of Scotland wearing them. But yeah, a weird set of gear for the headbangers as they are slowly taking over this affair. Elton Prince struggling to get going. Escapes the corner once more, but immediately walks back into Mosh, and Mosh is just gonna punish him. Nice shot to the body, followed up with another gut punch. Irish whip, big time lariat. Mosh connecting, loading the heavy shot, but he's not able to stop the tag out, and Kit Wilson, a sensation on the internet, drops the powerbomb and spikes Mosh into the mat. You have to feel, though, headbangers have a lot of offense already unloaded in this match. Interesting enough that no tag was looked for there. Instead, it's just piling on the punishment as Mosh tries to land the 10 punches off the top. Kit Wilson getting a bit sneaky, avoiding some shots, but, well, he's done well to do so. Shakes off Mosh and gets a tag out. Is pretty deadly in the motion. Slingshots Mosh off the ropes. Clubbing blows to the back, a kick to the body. That's a nice tandem offensive maneuver. Problem is, Mosh shakes it off quite quickly. Tag out, in comes Thrasher. He drops the axe to the back. Wilson and Prince struggling here. Finally back to the feet, though, for Elton. But eats a big, stiff elbow as he gets waist control for a mere moment. And now in trouble. Thrasher, Irish whip, trip into the clothesline. Mosh connecting hard onto Prince as he's lying in wait to put a finishing touch on this bout. Up to the burning hammer position. And he's going down to the mat. Crashing with that shot is Prince in dire straits as the headbangers have control of this entire situation. Prince around the world, big time spinning European uppercut. As the momentum shifted, as the combo of shots connects, why not drop him with a stiff right? Prince, wise to get out of danger. He has just eaten a burning hammer, for Christ's sake. Issue is, I think Kit Wilson's got to bring him back in. And pretty deadly with a tender motion. It's feminine fire as the shoulder blocks connect. The points as well Over they go. A do-si-do as the leg drop splash combo connects for pretty freaking deadly. Only problem is, Mosh tags out. Thrasher now legal. The only solace here for pretty deadly is Elton Prince quick on the draw. Gonna stagnate the offense for a mere moment. In fact, the moment continues. He escapes the fireman's carry. Pretty deadly. Tag out again. Fireman's carry of their own. Slingshot into the gut buster. That is snazzy. I didn't see that last week. It was a couple of slingshot code breakers that warranted a win here. Pretty deadly over the guns. Tonight, we haven't seen it yet. As Wilson. Reversal. Big shot connects onto Thrasher and a nice European uppercut. Thrasher going to be able to tag out, bringing Mosh in. Prince comes in for pretty deadly. Spinning uppercut connects first. And there's Prince dropping the elbow, going for the cover here. Thrasher into the ring, breaks it up. Irish whip. Headbangers. Back with the stomps. And they connect hard. They already landed that maneuver onto Kit Wilson to start the bout. Prince now absorbs it himself. And, well, Prince is not having any of this. Quickly escapes the danger. Kit Wilson into the picture. But he's eating shots now as Thrasher a clubbing blow to the back. Irish whip gonna follow it up. And Wilson in trouble. Tag out. And I've got a feeling we're gonna get a stage dive. Big time splash connects. What's wrong about the stage dive? Instead, it's just the headbangers unloading some big shots. Irish whip. Boots to the body. Followed up with a stalling gore buster. Wilson quickly up though. He avoids the follow-up shot. Catches him off guard. Now Thrasher unloading. Nice lariat. Drops Kit Wilson. As the action spills to ringside. Big man returning. Wilson into the ring. Thrasher's fired up now. The only problem is Kit Wilson's caught him. Oh, tries to go for the spear. Falls short. Wilson avoids whatever Thrasher went for there, but that's a big combo of shots ending in a DDT, and Wilson's busted open. Prince brought in. Thrasher still on the offensive, but caught here. An Irish whip into a big-time boot from Prince. Drops the headbanger here, and it forces Mosh to answer the call. Pretty deadly. Finding chances here to land some big offense. The headbangers calling their shots. Sleeper hold locked in. Prince able to get out of it. The issue is he sets himself up for a scoop slam. Thrasher's happy to take that position as he goes up and over, missing the moonsault. Prince does not miss though with the boots to the face. That drop kick deadly. And good for a 2 count. Prince has Thrasher where he wants him. Tries to crown him but could not do so. Instead, it's a running STO from the headbanger. And Thrasher's caught. Irish whip reversed. Prince staring him down. Cannot follow it up. Instead, it's an Irish whip from Thrasher. Tag out. Oh, no. Not where you want to be now. This is a stage dive. Perfect from the headbangers cover here, but Kit Wilson, wrong man. Costly for Pretty Deadly. As the headbangers secure a stage dive victory. The coolest finisher in pro wrestling in tag team action. The way it's utilized here just to win it all, it was fluent in action. Pretty Deadly. A little fumble to win this one by Kit Wilson. Fails to save his partner. And thus, the bout ends. Needless to forget, this burning hammer just putting down Elton Prince. And then, in the end though, Prince came back, fired off some big shots. And it did scare the headbangers for a moment. They were able to reciprocate to the danger. As we see here, Kit Wilson failing the shot.
Here are your winners, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
Big victory here for the Headbangers, squishing the momentum of Pretty Deadly. See where it rides them in the future. Two open slots remain on the men's War Games team for Primetime. So we're going to have a couple of singles bouts for those two spots. And it wouldn't be the top team.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from West Newbury, Massachusetts. Weighing in at 251 pounds, John Cena!
It wouldn't be the best team without the GOAT John Cena. But he's got to go up against a former IPW World Heavyweight Champion.
And his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, the Samoan Joe!
As we let the fires burn, this one-on-one is going to be a little bit spicy. Arguably two GOATs of pro wrestling. One who made his name in ROH and TNA. The other purely on the top show, WWE. Who walks out victorious? And who walks out potentially... Well, who doesn't walk out? Who goes to bed early? Cena composed, similar positioning for Joe. The referee, Big Kim, gets us underway, and a big time lariat starts this one off here for Samoa Joe. Quick offense out the gate from Joe. Sets us off on a good pace, good trajectory towards victory as an early heel hook. Utilized there by the Samoan submission machine. Realistically, it's a lot of submission offense coming out of the wheelhouse of Joe. Cena, obviously, the SCFU. A big submission in his kit. Joe trying to make Cena tap out like a little bitch. A similar sort of repertoire to what one Gunther may possess. As a former champion, caught, scooped, slammed down here by Cena. And you know, Cena obviously going to be looking for a solid win. He wants to get into the War Games team. As is Joe, to be honest, as both bring that heavy artillery. Both teams, you really have to consider the stakes at hand. We obviously will be returning to our brand supremacy show. Summer Lovin' in a few months' time, but Uprising still holds a couple of bragging rights matches. Both brands really want to win it. So you bring your big boys to a bout like that, and for Primetime have been testing their lineup. Cena into the STFU. Locked it in here on Joe. Will the Samoan tap out? Not likely. Joe out of the hold. Cena relinquishes that pressure. He does, however, keep control up until now as Joe breaks free. But yeah, obviously, bragging rights. Last time both brands faced off, it was Primetime that walked away victorious as Joe up and down with Cena. Cena quickly back up though. The GOAT is not slowing down. He absorbs the punishment, but cannot keep going. His back gives out as Joe just crashes onto him. Cena maybe in a spot of bother. As Joe hooks it in, coquina clutch, locked in deep. Cena has an affinity for tapping out to this maneuver. Tapping like a little bitch. But no. He doesn't the first time. Joe not able to get it done here. Goes for the cover instead. Is it enough damage to get that? The answer's still no. Cena really needing to rely on his wheelhouse, his grit and determination, that never give up attitude. But that may be costly, because he could enter into Uprising a wounded warrior if he is able to beat Joe. Oh, I thought for a second Samoa Joe was looking for that super kick. Doesn't get it. Instead, it's Cena on the offensive as he squats down. Lying in wait. The boot to the back misses. So do the punches. He's able to connect this combo. And 3 bouts in tonight and 3 men or women busted open. As Cena ascends to the top. He drops the 5-knuckle shuffle. And now goes for the cover. Little cheeky, Cena using the ropes. Our referee, Big Kim, spots him. But it's not going to cost him. Quick on the offensive. He's got Joe up. Attitude adjustment. But again, our referee, Big Kim, eyes like a hawk, spots another rope break. Cena caught. Joe caught as well. Cena. Has Joe seen enough of this man? Caught in the corner. And, well, tossed into the ring post. It's Cena all the way right now. Joe struggling to overcome the GOAT. Cena drags Joe to the upper corner. Puts him up top. Not a place you want to be. And he's yeeted back down. A hard landing here for Samoa Joe. Caught in a camel clutch. Cena's going toasty. Trying to get a tap out here on the Samoan submission machine. Fired up is Cena. As he's going to do a little shimmy and a shake. As he drops the 5-knuckle shuffle. Joe down. Potentially out. Referee slow to position. 2, 3. Arabadoo. We've got one member added to the lineup here for Team Primetime. They could probably have not asked for a better man. As the GOAT, John Cena, joins Cody Rhodes and Abyss. To be honest, a lot of this match was really Cena trying to just tap out Joe. Basically trying to prove that he isn't a bitch. And lays out the former champ, and to be honest, win here for Cena is huge in terms of the rankings. Chance to climb up and potentially be a threat to the American Nightmare. Cena. He landed an onslaught of offense as we see towards the tail end here. How it ended up. 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena's getting fired up there. Off the ropes, the shimmy and the shake. As he drops the fist to the face. Joe could not respond to this flurry in the end. And that's the 3 count there for Cena.
Here is your winner, John Cena!
Big win here for Cena. Who will join him here on Team Primetime? Well, a spot at Uprising is on the line. One of these two will be going to war this weekend. And who else but a caged animal?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Washington, D.C., weighing in at 290 pounds, the Animal Batista!
Would be better as a 4th man for this team. Primetime is stacked to the brim with potential talent that can all compete in this chamber, this War Games match, but for now, it's not the case. We're down to our final 2 potential call-ups to join the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes the Monster Abyss, and now the GOAT, John Cena. Will it be an animal in the War Games cage? Or will it be this man? Some call him the People's Champ. Others, the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment. To IPW. He is the final boss. The Brahma Bull looks ready to go to work.
And his opponent from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, The Rock!
As Rock looking ready. As always, deliberate with this slow, methodical pace as he walks and takes his time to get to the ring. Make the animal wait. Potentially a strategy here from Rock. Obviously the animal, not the most patient of men. He is very much an angry man. Perhaps The Rock is trying to cause Dave Bautista to get too angry and thus become complacent, become susceptible to the mind games of the final boss. Well, one of these two will be locked inside the War Games cage this weekend. Brand supremacy on the line. Two GOATs, two Hall of Fame careers right in front of us. As Big Man Gregathy gets us underway, it's a leaping lariat to start this off, and well, the crowd firmly behind The Rock here to start this one off. Chant's still going, and that is fueling up The Rock to take control early. Side headlock, and then a knee. Once that bell rings, that slow pace has certainly changed, as the pace is quickened here in favor of The Rock. And surprisingly, able to overpower Batista, and The Rock does not mess around. Cheap shot, but Batista fires back with a nice back elbow. Boot though from Rock stops that offense from the animal, and well, it's turning into a Samoan drop from The Rock. Both men really unloading the heavy artillery early as another submission hold. All the submissions starting out this bout between all our stars. Really, same sort of result from our previous bout. Batista drops the elbow. Thumbs up, but they're immediately going down. Sign for what's to come later, maybe. The Animal's getting into the mood for this one. Issue is he's overpowered, and again Rock with a cheap shot. The follow-up caught as Batista. Nice headbutt connects, and well, he's going to keep the momentum rolling as he's up and over, sending Rock crashing into the mat. Figure 4 here from Batista. Nature Boy certainly had an influence on the career of Batista thanks to Evolution. That obviously not going to come. You're not going to learn much more than from the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair, especially against a guy like The Rock, who also likes to get a little cheeky, a little dirty in his style. The action returns to the ring. Oh, nice maneuver there from Batista. Sends Rock crashing down, and this could be an early finish as Rock, escapes the danger. I had a feeling Batista may have been looking for that big-time Batista bomb. Not going to come into effect, obviously. In fact, it's Rock who evades it, but he's currently not able to evade this offense. Batista still in control. Shoulder tackle into the spine of The Rock. He is unloading some heavy offense. Finally being able to land a boot to the body, and well, that looked a little freaky deaky. It is now Batista still in control. I may have spoke too soon as Rock back to its feet, leaping into the lariat. Puts down Batista, maybe thinking sharpshooter. That's not going to come into effect, and this though could be, as a spear connects. Batista lands the first big blow, and that is a setup. Batista bite locked in. Rock's in trouble as it's wrenching back here for Batista, who does relinquish the hold. Rocky struggling. I spoke too soon. Rock bottom! Certainly did speak too soon as Dwayne unloads the heavy artillery. And on a dime, this bout has shifted. Batista put in the corner. It's Rock with a lariat. Quickly into the cover off it. 1, 2. Kick out there. Batista staying alive. The Animal still hungry for more. Well, he's back on the offensive. Brings down The Rock. Calls him back up, and well, usually it's not a good sign as Batista looks to end it maybe. Leapfrog, pop up, flapjack. Cover hit for the Animal. 2, kick out. The Rock stays alive and comes quickly up. Ebb and flow, no. Backdrop. Batista still applying these submissions. Surprisingly not a rope break here. Felt like there was one, but not the case. Our referee, Big Man Gregory, does not see it that way as the two big men unload. Rock's taunting. Caught off guard. Does manage to hip toss Batista to stop the sneak attack from the Animal. Dwayne slowing it down a little. That pace slow may be costly. Gives time for Batista to recover and get back on the offensive. But the issue is, nice headbutt. Down low. That's going to stop. Well, it's going to hurt the Yambags. That's for sure. And now, something that's going to hurt the heart is the most electrifying maneuver in all of sports entertainment. The People's Elbow. Connecting. Flush on the button. But the button is a little faulty. It doesn't put Batista out. And the animal's still fighting. Another kill shot may be needed to put him down and out. And, well, The Rock is lining said shot up. I may have told her why it's not a rock bottom. Instead, it's a sharpshooter. Submission locked in deep. Sitting back into it. And Batista's forced to tap to the People's Champ. Nice and breezy for The Rock. Other than the spear and a Batista bite, not really absorbed much damage in this affair. And thus, we start to wonder about War Games now that we know Primetime's lineup. It is a stacked one at that. You'd argue maybe the television champ the weakest in the lineup. But he's still a champion. And thus, it makes him a big time threat. But as of right now, this lineup's filled with all-time greats, as well as Cody Rhodes. And that's technically not a lie.
Here is your winner, The Rock!
Well, this lineup fully in the books for Primetime. How about we determine who gets advantage in the women's War Games battle? It's champ versus champ action. Captain v captain. Coming at you next. Well, she's in enemy territory, but the man has her first bout since winning the Ruby Belt. All red for this occasion as well.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, the prestigious World Champion, the Man, Becky Lynch!
Lynch looks ready. But before she can go to work, it's time to saddle up with the undisputed World Television Champion.
And her opponent, representing Fatal Influence from Chelsea, Michigan, the undisputed Women's World Television Champion, Fallon Henley.
Enemy territory for Lynch as she goes up against the greatest woman in IPW history. Champ versus champion in our co-main event. Advantage in War Games on the line. We've got an impartial referee for this one. It's Big Man Lennon who draws the duties. He's Fallon out of the gates first. Yes, IPW officials Well, general managers Solo Sikoa and Eve Torres both realize it is a enemy field for Lynch, so they have made it impartial referees. Obviously, big man Gregathy and big woman Kim, obviously officials for Primetime, not allowed to referee this one. So bring in the impartial Lennon, who's only had one match refereed here in IPW, and that was on Breakdown last week, but that was his taster for the ring. His taster for IPW. And now he gets to watch two of the best go at it. Both champions of their respective shows, and big time Fallon Henley has the early advantage. And we look back at IPW, and more specifically the reign of Fallon Henley. Early into it, she was challenged by the man Becky Lynch, and if you haven't kept up with how Fallon's title reign has gone, she has been undefeated in title bouts since becoming champion. Early pin here in favor of the former double champ, now unified champion Fallon Henley. He wins outright this collar and elbow, forcing Lynch into the corner, and there's a cheap shot. Henley knows how to work over a match, but, well, so does Lynch. Exploder by Becky. As the man obviously getting going. The issue is, this is enemy territory as a cover. Not going to be counted. Big man Lennon, what are you doing? The answer, responding to Kiana James's early interference by removing that top turnbuckle pad. Oh, nice stiff shot there from Fallon to escape that hold. Goes low with a kick. Pump handle position, and Lynch is going flying. Henley has just turned it around. Famouser connects. Out of nowhere, she's just landing her big shots. Down for the cover. Gets the 2. Well, the Ruby champion receiving some heavy punishment here by the cowgirl Fallon Henley. We've seen time in and time out Fallon just rise to each occasion. There's certain challenges she will not slow down for, as the disarmer locked in here for Becky Lynch. Hold escaped by Fallon. Henley trying to grab a hold of Becky. Misses with the grasp. Does manage to get her on the second time, masking, and then drags her into the corner. Lynch, groggy, dazed, eats an elbow to the body. As Fallon, charging in a second time, hits a nice knee to the side of the jaw. Drops Lynch, and well, it's a good time to be a Primetime fan as the elbows drop by their champion. As Fallon lines up Lynch for a second Famouser. We've got no hoedown tonight as a cover here. And I think, yes, Kiana James has made a mistake, costing Fallon the win there. Moving that turnbuckle pad has its moments of good, but this time bad for the Primetime champ. But a roll up, she's caught Lynch after the comeback. 1, 2. No, she doesn't steal it there. Fallon up to her feet first. Irish whip sends Lynch into a kitchen sink. Becky, though, back up quick. Takes the back. Man, handle slam. Puts down the cowgirl. Cover here for Lynch. 1, 2. No, kick out. Henley survives. Maybe only for a moment longer, as that arm in trouble. Gonna be snapped back by Lynch. The newest champion in the women's division, causing carnage. Obviously winning this belt at Conquest thanks to a cash-in of the resolution case. The first successful cash-in in IPW. He drops the elbow here. Cover quickly. 1, 2. No, kick out there. Fallon surviving this dire situation. A nip up. She's trying to catch Lynch, but Becky, no, misses. The grasp avoided. Henley unloads. Irish whip. Lynch in trouble. Arm drag takedown from the... And then a famous catching her. Henley quick into a decisive victory. Primetime's women's team has the advantage heading into War Games. Out of nowhere, that arm drag just disorientates. It gets you off kilter. And Henley capitalizes on the situation. No hoedown tonight, but 3 famouses. And 3 famouses are good enough to put Lynch out. Those situations, though, that were pretty scary. The undisputed Women's World Television Champion. But she battled through it. Overcame big time Becky. Who at this moment took over. Over onto Fallon after just surviving the early storm. Drops the elbow. And you're like here thinking, oh god, no. Did Kiana's early intervention of removing the turnbuckle pad cost her? But here's the finish. Becky caught off guard. Famouser, bang. Henley was flying through the air as Lynch got to her feet. And that was that.
Here is your winner, Fallon Henley!
Well, I'm unsure why Kiana James is celebrating alongside Fallon Henley. It was all the the champ doing work to win that. Yes, victory for Primetime here. Will it be the same result at Conquest? We'll have to find out then, but our main event's now upon us. Who walks out? Heading to Uprising. The lower bracket is filled with perils and treacherous things, and this is the Last Chance Saloon.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, Gigi Dolan.
Your main event is the lower semi-finals of the Prospect Championship Tournament. These 2 women are 2 bouts after tonight away from the Prospect Championship. I tell a lie. 3 bouts away. But you can never be closer than this in terms of action on Primetime. The rest of the bouts after tonight all will be taking place over 2 nights this weekend. As Dolan has battled through some difficult situations to get here.
And her opponent, representing Chase U from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Women's Underground Champion, Thea Hail.
A win in round 1 for Gigi against Sol Ruka. Advanced her up against Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe obviously wins that bout, sending Gigi down to the lower bracket where she has a little battle with Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace, one of the favourites to win it all here on the Primetime side, eliminated by Dolan. Thus giving us Gigi Dolan in this battle here tonight. As for her opponent, Thea Hale's gone to war over the past month and a bit. This has been probably her year, all in all. Winning the Underground Championship at the start of this tournament. Away from Sol Ruka as well. She got sent into this lower bracket by Kalani Jordan. After obviously winning her opener against Indy Hartwell. And Thea Hale and Gigi Dolan, the obvious two upper semi-finalists, sent down here into the lower quarters. Doing a lot of work to battle through them to make it here to the lower semi. As Dolan lands a big boot. Both ladies rocking the black and blue. Or black and teal, I should say. Nice look either way for them. As Dolan caught. Side headlock here for Hale. And both ladies really like to bring the power. They know what's on the line. Hale probably going to be looking to work over the arm she's currently got locked up here. Set up for that Kimura, but Dolan escapes that. Goes back, though, into a collar and elbow. And Thea overpowering Gigi. Referee going to force the break as, well, there's the toxic side of Dolan on display. Cheap shot out of the grapple. Tries to pick the ankle. Fails to do so instead. Opts for a grab. Hale, though, quickly out of it. Dolan's been very impressive overall with her performances. Those GG drivers have been impeccable in execution. Issue is, Hale's been slightly better, I feel, over recent weeks. Had a few more matches in her catalog. That's a nice basement dropkick from Thea. Off the rope, she's going to cannonball in. Landing onto the belly of Dolan, who's struggling to deal here with Thea in the early goings. The Underground Champion, showing why she is a champion. Dolan, though, not gonna bat an eye. Back on the offensive. Sends Hale crashing to the mat with a hairball mat slam. Why not? Add a little knee to the back of the head. Insult more to injury there. Dolan fires up. Takes it back. Nice German suplex. And you look at these two as that's Gigi hooking up Thea. Gigi driver into the cover. Early dub could be here. Gets a 2 count. Thea able to kick out of that dangerous situation. But as I was saying, these two, I'd say, arguably underdogs in this tournament. No one really expected much from them. I think from this primetime side of things, the bracket was stacked with rookies or quote-unquote underutilized, underappreciated women. They've been given a chance here to shine. The likes of Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, Gigi and Thea. Heading into this tournament, not really considered IPW stars. I'd say Dolan's probably had a lot of more experience in comparison to the names listed. But the fact of the matter is, The other names in this tournament, the Blake Monroes, the Kiana James, Jordan Grace is all experienced here in IPW. All names that have, apart from Blake Monroe, fallen to the wayside. Now, while we are chatting up a lot of stuff about the Primetime side of things, Breakdown's bringing in some heavy prospects. The fact of the matter is, after tonight, we're down to the final 6 in the Women's Prospect Championship. Obviously, 3 on either side of the bracket. And you start to wonder just who might be able to achieve greatness. As it stands, you look at everyone involved as Thea. Nice twisting around into that neck breaker. Puts down Dolan. Could be a pinfall here for her. Fact it is. 1, 2. Kick out by Dolan, surviving that heavy offensive maneuver from Hale. Hale, though, catching her back into a submission. Kimura locked in deep. Dolan, will she tap here? No, breaks the legs, escapes the hooks, and gets out of danger. Issue is she needs to slow it down because Hale, that quick momentum shifting maneuver, just hits 2 big time offensive maneuvers and just almost cost Dolan the match. Thea, though, costing herself there by taunting. Dolan in control, cover here for her. Only good for 1. But yeah, as we talk back about this tournament and the bracket at hand, as well, Dolan's going to make me stop talking about it. Because the GG driver connects. Pinfall here. 1, 2. Hale able to kick out. Survive the danger. But for how much longer? As Dolan's firing up. Hale back to her feet. Breaks the grasp of Gigi. And well, instead it's Hale scooping up Dolan. Shoulder breaker. Finally, maybe I can talk about the breakdown side of the bracket. Obviously, we will find out our lowest semi-finalists, or lower finalist, after this one. Because, well, on Thursday night, where we will be seeing the Battle of the Ages. Hale twisting through into that net breaker once more. Yeah, we will be seeing Stephanie Vaquer, Chelsea Green. One former television champion, the other really struggled to find a footing in IPW, but may have done so now in Vaquer. As for the other 2 stars on the breakdown bracket in the upper finals that will be in the matchup that follows the Primetime upper finals at Uprising. It is a very big clash. It's Roxanne Perez, a former television champion, going toe-to-toe with Tiffany Stratton. And this entire bracket, if you're Primetime, you're partially wanting the breakdown star to winners. Hale's got that Kimura locked in. While it's hard to view from this angle, it's certainly locked in as the count gonna continue. Big Man Gracie not slowing down on that. However, Dolan is in trouble. Sent into the ring here by Hale. She is not slowed down and is going to go for the cover here. Is this enough? 1, 2, no. Dolan able to kick out. As I was saying, you're kind of wondering if you're Primetime. A breakdown star to winners. There it's in again, this time in the ring. Kimura locked in deep. Hale talking that wrist back and oh, the snap. Hale victorious. The underground champion. First Underground champion, I believe, on a live event with the belt. And it's going to be Thea Hale. Will be competing. She will face the loser of the Kalani Jordan Blake Monroe match. As we were saying though, Thursday night, we're going to find out the other 3 stars. We already know Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez are going to be at Uprising. But who will join them? Will it be Stephanie Vaquer or Chelsea Green? That will be found out Thursday night, as well as further Prospect Cup battles in the men's division. Going to be determined there. But for now, thank you very much for joining me here on Primetime. I'll see you Thursday night for Breakdown.
Here is your winner, Thea Hale!
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact, taking big